First. Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Brandy Walker, Diamond Ambassador with Plexus. I think I know most of you guys on here. And I'm really excited about this tips from the team call. And that's exactly what it is. We have asked a few of our team members who are just killing it right now to kind of just talk to us tonight and just tell us what they're doing right now that's working. And so we'll go ahead and get started with that. But just real quick, I just wanted to talk to you guys. This weekend is Super Saturday. If you've never been to Super Saturday, I hope, well, you can definitely still register. And there are, some of our teams are getting together, different places all over the US. I'm actually going out to corporate in Arizona. I'm leaving Thursday morning. I'll be there from Thursday until Monday morning. I'm going to be there for Super Saturday. They're actually having a Super Saturday in person out there. And I'm going for, they've invited the Sapphires and Diamonds out for a special event. And I really don't know what I can actually say about that right now, but I'm pretty excited about it. So I know I'll be posting, all over the place, and they say there's lots of amazing announcements. So to get to be there in person for that, I'm just super excited, because the last event back in March when they had the Diamonds go out to Dallas, I actually had COVID, so I missed it. I was so sad. So this one I'm pretty excited about. And so you guys just be watching team pages, watching posts, and make sure that you register for Super Saturday, because, not only will you get access to all the training, and I think it's going to be available for a little while after Super Saturday, but if there's any, I don't know, but if there are any specials or any products or anything like that, a lot of times you'll get first dibs or whatever, or maybe even some specials on all that. So make sure that you're registered and make sure that your team is registered. And I think that's all the announcements. Does anybody else have anything that's going on this, that y'all need to talk about? No. Okay. Okay. So first up, we have Jessica Draw, and I think that's how you say your name. I'm probably butchering everybody's name tonight, so I really apologize. But I met Jessica. Where did we meet the first time? In Nashville, I think. Yes. I can't hear you, Jess. You don't look like you're muted, but I can't hear you. You might have to mute it and unmute it and see if that'll work.
It's your audio input, Jess. If you click on are you on your computer?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, there, I can hear you. Okay. Yeah. Yes. It's really quiet, but I can hear you. Anyway, we first met in Nashville at Super Saturday was it last year, I think? And I was immediately drawn to her. She's just got just the sweetest personality, but yet she used to be a police officer. She's a retired police officer. Is that right? Yeah. And I just thought that was really, really cool. I was in the military as well. And, it's just cool to meet somebody like her. And she's just one of those people that you just feel really comfortable when you're around her. And so she's just going to share a little bit about what she's doing right now and tell us a little bit about herself.
Jess, your audio is actually cutting out. So if you can get closer to your computer, it's still cutting out. That's better though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
just say, just close up to it. There you go.
Okay. Very good.
It's not working.
No, you might need to jump on your phone and we can come back to you maybe.
Yeah.
It's cutting out. It's really glitchy cutting out.
Let me see if
Can you hop on your phone, Jess?
yeah, let me just go ahead and go to Sophie and
Okay. Yeah. We'll just come back to you in a minute. You can just log off and log on your phone if you
Here. Can you hear me better?
Did you take your earbud out?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
we can
good.
definitely hear you now.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, anyways, I have a lot of, I'm married, I have 2 kids, lots of bonus kids, a grandbaby. And like Brandy said, I'm a retired police officer for 25 years. I retired just before COVID. And I wanted to help people, and I was kind of sharing with a little, people here and there beforehand. I actually started Plexus in 2017, 18-ish. Kelly had me start it, and I stopped. And then my husband and I were like, no, we need to get back on this. And about, I think it was 2019, I got back on it, and we'll never go back. And then when I retired, I went full on sharing because I could devote time and all that stuff to it. But I'm very fortunate to have been sharing a lot lately. I don't know. I've been really consistent over the last year. Just going to convention helped me, and then going to Dustin helped me. Just the community. All you ladies are amazing. I've never met a group of how many women that are just so uplifting and supportive. And I worked with a bunch of men that were not like that. So even the women weren't. So anyways, yeah, I post daily. I usually post in the morning, and I sometimes will post another Plexus post around dinner time. And then I did make my own Facebook group for my team in the last few months. And then I do add to the gut and health and happiness. I add prospects to that. So they see all of the testimonies and stuff like that if they don't see my general posts. And then like last month, I think it was, I added a public Instagram, Gutsy Girl or something like that I'm trying to do reels and stuff like that, but I'm posting that so I have a public account, because I still have the cop in me, which is kind of protective of everybody in the world seeing everything. So, and then I cold message people, but not very often, but I do when I see one of my friends struggling with a health issue on Facebook. They, put it out there, and I will reach out to them. But a lot of people come to me, not really, maybe it's my posts. I try to fit a pink drink in there somewhere in my pictures in the background or stuff like that. But yeah, I've been doing podcasts and the books that Kelly and Lisa have recommended, and trying to work on myself too. So, because I not really like to be out there. I still need to do a live. But yeah, consistency is key, and I just keep trucking along. If someone actually 2 people, I just reached out to them today that hadn't talked to me in a couple months, and I reached out to them again, and they didn't say no. They said, catch back with me later, but I'm not ready yet, and let me talk with my doctor and all this stuff. But yeah, I just keep reaching back to people that have expressed interest in the past, and I guess that's what I've been doing. So
Awesome. Now, what rank are you?
gold.
Gold. That's awesome.
I haven't had
Gold,
many.
you can go diamond.
Yeah, I haven't had many business builders yet, but I do have a couple that are, they're trying. They're very shy, so it's hard for them, but they're trying, and we'll see. Yeah,
I love that you took the initiative and made your own Facebook group, because I know sometimes people, they get to your rank and they're not real confident, and they don't want to step up and be a leader. And a lot of times that's what it takes, is for your people that are on your team to step up. I mean, to see you stepping up as a leader, because then that kind of paves the way for them. They're like, well, dang, if she can do it, then I can do it. Because I guarantee, if my upline Julia, when I joined, if I had not seen her, being consistent on her team page, I wouldn't have even known that was a thing and I wouldn't have known that I was supposed to do it too. I really never even told her. I just like made my own little Facebook group and had it all ready to go for like 3 months before I ever made my first post. So
Yeah, I
mean-
just added half a dozen of my not my team, but my sponsor and everybody above, just so they would see it. And Kelly actually texted me and was like, "You have your own Facebook page?" I'm like, "Yeah, was I not supposed to?" And she was like, "No, it's great." And I was like,
awesome.
"Yeah, I just
Yes.
thought
That's
about
pretty cool.
doing that." So
You know, a lot of times, and I love that you're always adding people because I'm always approving of it. I see you adding people to our Gut Health and Happiness page all the time, and that's awesome. But these smaller groups too, you know, whenever when a VIP customer joins and they join a smaller group like that, which you definitely need to add to your closest Jewel page as well. But it's something about the Facebook algorithms. People are going to see what's on these smaller pages sometimes before they'll even see what's on the bigger pages, just because that's what Facebook is going to show them.
yeah,
So I love that.
I'm trying to figure out the algorithms and stuff like that. And I message people on their posts, the ones that I really want them to see my post before I post my daily post.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
awesome. Yeah.
you guys told me how to do all that stuff just by listening to trainings and being there for power hours and all that stuff. So
Yes.
thank you all.
Very cool. Does anybody have any questions for Jess?
Well, I just want to add, she's being kind of modest, but, you know, Jess, I heard a couple of golden nuggets, and I think it's worth, you know, reiterating, you know, consistency. You show up every single day. And it wasn't like that in the beginning, you know, when you started posting, people weren't just, you know, running to you. But the fact that you keep posting consistently, that just proves that people are reading and paying attention to, you know, what you are sharing. And the other thing that I heard you say that is huge is, you know, when somebody expresses interest or asks you about it, you are following up until, you know, that person becomes a customer for you. And, you know, it's a volley, it's a conversation back and forth. And, you know, without the follow-up, you would definitely not have the success that you're having with recruiting people, with signing people up. So it's huge. Good job.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're
I'm
proud of
trying.
you.
Yes. And I think you know, consistency is key, and finding a way to get yourself organized so that you can follow up. I mean, there's no right or wrong way, whatever works for you. And if y'all are on this call and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to follow up, but I don't have a clue, you know, how to do that. We definitely message your closest Jewel or me, and then we can share with you, or even search on team pages, you know, ways to organize, because that's super important, especially early on, if you get a system, you know, that works for you. So, okay, well, thanks, Jess. I appreciate
Thank you.
hopping on and sharing with us.
Thank
And
you.
next we have Selvi Pryor. Where are you, Selvi?
Hi. Right here.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Selvi, I met you. Oh my goodness, it's been a while now. But she's the sweetest thing, y'all. She's a hairdresser, so that made me connect with her right away, because back in the day, that was one of my many jobs, and I still do all my kids and my husband after all these years. So that I definitely had a connection with her, and she's the sweetest thing. So she's going to share a little bit about what she's doing too, because she's been doing this a little while, but she's killing it right now. So, Selvi,
Okay, I wrote mine down.
good. That's awesome.
Hi, my name is Sylvia Pryor, and I'm a senior gold ambassador with Plexus. I am married for almost 18 years. I have a son, Luca, that's 17, another son, Colin, that's almost 16. I'm a hairdresser and been blessed with a job that I love for the past 30 years. I started taking Plexus with the guidance of Kelly Foster. I have Hashimoto's thyroid and bad skin. I took the products for 1 year before I started to work the business. I really wanted to make sure they worked for me before I started selling. I watched Kelly fly through the ranks with Plexus, and I realized that this was something that I could do too. I started with my first post about the pink drink, and that was not an easy thing for me to put myself out there on social media. I cried, ask Kelly. I did it, and I didn't die, and the rest is history. I quickly reached senior silver, and boy, was I proud. Then quickly realized that I needed to work at it. In the beginning, people will come to you, especially with your first few posts. Then after that, I had to reach out to people. This meant jumping on Zoom trainings. Last night, for example, Kelly was leading a power hour. She had 3 great messages to send to our potentials. And she set a timer, and for 45 minutes, I was able to send out 26 messages. And that's probably something that I wouldn't have done on my own. Speaking of posting, this is very important. Once you start posting, I feel like you cannot stop posting. Our audience needs to know that we are serious and all in. And trust me, life happens. The hardest part for me is when you do have personal stuff going on in your life and pushing through it to keep your social selling going. It's not easy, but we have leaders above us and below us that all have stuff going on, and we are all doing it. It's doable. The things that are working for me is posting every day. I usually post 1 Plexus post in the AM between 7 and 9 is a great time. And I post throughout the day on my stories. I mix it up, personal and Plexus, on my wall and stories. The one thing that I feel like I need to do more of is utilize Instagram. It's a whole other world on there. I am mainly on Facebook. It's very important not to just do Plexus posts. Our audience wants to see our face, and our families incorporating Plexus in your day-to-day life, and sharing about it is the way to go. Posting testimonies are great and necessary too. People love to see what Plexus has done for others. My 2022 goal is to talk more about Plexus with my clients. I'm pretty good about it, but I need to do better. People need what we have, and we cannot stay quiet about it. I like to share samples with people, but don't forget to write it down. Write down who you're sharing with so you can follow up with them. I also have been giving people that I know are super interested the 3-day boxes and adding them to the challenge. If we get people on this challenge, there is a very high chance that they will join Plexus. It's a great introduction to Plexus. They will get a lot of explanation about the products, what they do for them, and will see us on lives talking about our success with Plexus. Doing lives are definitely important. This is where I struggle. But as Kelly and many of our other leaders say, the more you do them, the easier it gets. People want to see our faces. I have not mastered doing my IPA every day, but I've definitely gotten better about it. Meet with your upline and come up with a plan. I recently did with Kelly Foster and Kelly Ashford, and it was very helpful. I have not set up a daily time for me to do mine, but I will. I'm thinking in the AM. If we don't do this every day, then days will pass and the business will slow down. We need to reach out to people every single day. Another thing is know your back office. It's important to know what our ambassadors are taking, and that their order went through. We cannot just look at our points. I have ambassadors that have been taking these supplements for as long as I have, and I'm grateful. I really make it a point to reach out and connect with them. Maybe talk about adding a product. Developing relationships with your ambassadors is super important. I like to offer incentives to people who have not ordered in a while to get them to order. $10 goes a long way. Follow up, probably the most important thing to do with people. Sometimes it takes forever to get someone to finally sign up and start the products. We need to keep them. We need to check on them every few days, especially when starting Triplex. The detox is real. I've had people stop because of detox. It's our job to almost hold their hands to get them through month 1. I send people videos from YouTube explaining what to expect when taking Plexus products, and detox videos before they are starting detox, that they will be prepared mentally. Another thing I do is I set up 3-way messages with Kelly, and I have her help me talk to the person. Third-party validation is so important to most people. Finally, mindset. We have to take care of ourselves. That means working out, listening to podcasts, listen to Diamond documentaries, reading and building belief. It builds our confidence and you just feel good. And thank you. And I'm honored to be on here, and let's support one another and make it happen. Love you guys.
We love you too. Thank you so much for sharing. There's one thing that stood out to me is that she's utilizing 3-day challenges. And I know that Lisa and Kelly, y'all do these consistently. And I love that. I love that you're, plugging people into that, and it totally builds belief. And if you're maybe not on their team and there's not a 3-day challenge, you don't have to wait for me to do one. I mean, I can totally do one, but we have all the stuff that you need. You can host your own 3-day challenges anytime you want. So I think those are awesome. Or any kind of event. I mean, we've got the 15-minute messenger chats. We can do, host events like, at night or in the morning where you have a couple of people just hop on and do testimonies. So just getting people plugged in somewhere so they can hear, testimonies from people besides just you. So I think that's wonderful. So thank you so much for sharing, Sylvie.
Thank you.
Get that. Okay, next we have Corinne. Corinne, I'm going to butcher it.
Corinne.
But we've never actually met in person, but I've watched her posting and watching her success. She's absolutely killing it right now. And she's an Alabama fan. So, I mean,
And you
there's
know where you're
inspiration
going to meet
right
her,
there,
Brandy?
so.
You're going to meet her at Leaders
Yeah.
Retreat. Because she's going.
Yay, that's right. Congratulations. So
Thank
excited.
you.
I can't wait.
you.
Okay, well, you can go ahead and share.
Okay. My name's Corinne. I am a Gold Ambassador. I'm a married hockey mom of 2 boys. My oldest is almost 11. His name's Kai, and my youngest is 5. I decided to stay home with the kids back in June, and it was a big transition. And so I guess I'm kind of between, because I'm being recruited back into the mortgage industry possibly tomorrow. So I don't really know what I do yet for a career. I do some Plexus stuff, and I'm, full on mom. So, but I started Plexus in August of 21. So right when school started, and I didn't want anything to do with the business. I just wanted to try the products. I was into gut health. I have Hashimoto's, and so that's kind of what triggered it, to get to feel better. And I guess what made me decide to work the business is that I feel like I'm a pretty open-minded, coachable person. Although when it came to network marketing in the past, I was like, I want nothing to do with it. I want to go to a party. I don't want to do any of that stuff. And so when Lisa gave me the samples, I tried them a few days later, and I was like, at this point, I've been doing so many different supplements, I didn't care. I just was going to try it. And she's like, just, sign up. You might want to share it. I just think you'll like it, whatever. And so I did. I got the welcome email, and I was really excited about it. And what really changed it for me was that I realized I was going through a lot of struggles on my own for years prior with my health, and had no answers, and felt, alone within my own immediate family. And so sharing that was my biggest thing. It was not about the business. It was not about anything other than, people need to know that there's I immediately saw results and immediately loved the products, and everything I've tried, I've loved. And so I just feel like people need to know about it. And so for me, it was just sharing. And then, with in the first week or so, I had people reaching out to me, and it was really kind of, okay, I can do this. This is kind of fun. And so it filled a void what I missed in having a career. And, but for me, it was, I just kind of applied a lot of the stuff I did previously. And the biggest thing, I think everybody's talked about everything already, I feel like, but I think the biggest thing is follow up, and that's following up with potentials, and that's following up with new and existing clients. I think that Plexus is an amazing company that I've realized through just my experience reaching out to customer service. I've had situations where they sent me the wrong product and they said, just keep it, and sent me whatever. This happened to one of my VIPs today. Actually, they sent somebody else's order completely to her. And I said, just reach out, maybe they'll return it, send you a return label. And they just told her to keep it all. And they're sending her next order. So, there's a lot of things that I think the company does, but I think it's on us to represent that and to keep that going. And, until somebody runs into a situation, they're not dealing with corporate at all, really. And so that's for us to always provide that service. And so at the beginning, it's reaching out. When somebody reaches out to me, I've had a handful of people I've cold reached out to, but most of them have somehow showed some interest in me and keeping up with something that is, following up with their interests. But once they get signed up, following up when they get their order, but then even following up with them, a couple months out or each month, just to see where they're at, where their head's at, how they're feeling. And others want more hands-on help than some. And I think the other thing for me is don't talk about it, be about it. It's one of my favorite sayings. And, I think social media presence is important, but I think that, just living it, what I say and you see on social is actually what I am. I probably religiously take the products more than I share or do anything else with Plexus. And it just kind of falls in place together. I think you do need to share. You need to show, I think I've gone a stretch here recently because of the holidays where I wasn't, sharing, or I'm getting up and taking my products and I'm half like, just woke up and I'm not, not taking a selfie. I'm not doing any of that, but keeping, the consistency, but being personal, people care more about you and your success with it than they do the products. And I've had people where I'm like, let me send you all this information. They're like, I don't even care. I am so interested in what it's done for you. I think that a lot of it's based on the individual. I've done the 3-day challenge packs. I've done the samples. And for me, I've learned that try to close the sale before you do any of that stuff. Because there's a lot of people that you have a 60-day guarantee that if they don't like it, they can get their money back. So you have that already going for you, like get it ordered, get it, I'm going to give you a sample. The samples to me draw out sometimes forever. I have people that have samples for a month now, or they didn't like something in the, or they weren't looking for shakes or, whatever it is. So I feel like it draws that process out. If you can't close it, offer the sample, offer, some people might not want a weight loss thing. So it's really listening and asking them what their health goals are, what is most important to them, and then trying to cater what you have that can help them versus, not everybody fits under one size. I try to sell Triflex to everybody and I think everybody needs it, but not everybody does. I have some that are more interested in just the fitness or, the hydrate and, so everybody's a little bit different. And so listening and knowing your audience. I think the other thing is don't count them before they sign up. And don't focus on one person. At first it's hard when you first start, you just want like, oh, someone's interested and you just want them to all sign up. And I try not to be pushy. I try not to, stalk people. I try to keep it, level and, but also keep, until they tell me no, I'm going to consider them. So, and I've even told people that, all right, I'll follow back up until you tell me no. And I even said like, hey, I'm just gonna take you off my list because I don't, if you may not be interested. And I've had people say, no, don't do that yet. I'm still watching. So everybody's different. A lot of people watch from, kind of behind the scenes, but just keep doing you and keep spreading the word and keep living it. And you're farming and people are gonna, come when they're ready. For a lot of people say they come back after being gone. I've heard that story a couple times already. So I think that's the biggest for me. It's mindset. It's being coachable. And for me, it's not been about the focusing on the, I guess say like the benefit of it, the rank, the money, my focus has always been on, I want to help people. And I've had moments where I get too wrapped up in, I want to hit the goal or I want to hit something and it takes away from it. But when I go back to focusing why I started to do this, and that is to share and to help other people, then the rest of it falls in place and will fall in place. So the community is awesome. I love you guys. Have been like, the support is great. I can't wait to meet everybody at Leaders Retreat. So I guess that's a little bit of what I do. I'm sure there's a bunch of other stuff and I'm rambling. So thank you so much for having me and let me share with you guys.
I love that. I love your excitement and that you're just, you're focusing on the most important thing, and that's a long-term business. All the contests are great. Hitting our goals are great, but when we truly focus on the most important thing, and that's the customer and what's best for them, then like you said, everything else will fall in place. The people can see right through it if we're all about us and what we need. There have been very few times in almost 7 years that I've ever done that. Like I want to hit my goals, but I'm not gonna, do it at the cost of possibly losing somebody by pushing them so hard. I mean, you just got to be about what's best for the customer. I love that you brought that up, because sometimes it takes us a while to figure that out, and that truly is. I mean, that's why we're doing this. I hope that's why we're doing this, is to help, to actually help people. And obviously we're here to make money. We're here to win prizes. But there's a way to do it that's going to help us do both. So thank you. I appreciate you hopping on tonight. Okay, next up we have Kristen Hallowell. Is that how you pronounce that?
Hallowell.
Hallowell.
Yeah.
And how long have you been with Plexus? I know you're fairly new.
I'm very new.
Really new.
So I think December 11th was my first post. It's literally 1 month.
Wow. So not even. So whenever you made my leaderboard and you signed up 10 people or 11 people?
It's 11 people now.
11.
Yeah.
Wow. Since December 11th, y'all.
Yeah.
And that 10 of them were in December. So you really literally only just 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I don't really know a whole lot about you. This is the first time we've chatted. So I'm just going to let you just hop right into it and just tell us a little bit about you and what you've been doing.
So my name's Kristen Hallowell, and I've been married for 16 years, but I've been with my husband since I was 14. So very long relationship. Wow. And I have 2 kids, Nevaeh, 14, Nolan, 12. And back in September, I actually started working for this cleaning company, and Katie was there. And we looked at each other and I'm like, how do I know you? And she's like, yeah, like I know you. I'm like, familiar face. And we figured out our kids went to gymnastics with each other years ago.
Oh, wow.
So she started telling me about Plexus, and it took her about like 2 months. So I understand patience with people. It took her about 2 months of like talking to me about it. And I saw her one post and it said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I walked into work that day and I said to her, all right, we're going to do it. Like, so I started taking Plexus like mid-November, and within like 3 or 4 weeks, I noticed a huge shift, because I didn't take care of my gut. I ended up 2 autoimmune diseases. I have Sjogren's and I have granuloma annular. It's a skin condition. I had stomach problems since I was a child. My daughter has gastroparesis. So it's definitely like in the family. So within 1 month, I saw such a shift in me that I'm like, this product is amazing. And she kept pushing me like, why don't you try selling it? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm like a very introverted, quiet person. So this takes a lot for me. Mm-hmm. But my first post was December 11th. And I just put it out there of like, I'm taking this product, amazing. But since then, one of the biggest things, I'm consistent. I post on the stories. I feel like that's huge. Like, yes, people will see your post, but the storyboard is huge as well. I do a lot of TikToks. So I'll go in and I'll like put my photos together, and people seem to really view that. My very first TikTok I put up, I had 140 views on just that one story. So that's been pretty amazing. But I think just being consistent, authentic, like truly believing in the product. When I look to post every night, I look at it and say, okay, like, how do I feel? Like, I feel it in my soul, like if that will work or not, or like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's a feeling. Like, how can I reach people so they understand that it's a true product and not that we're just selling them whatever. There's plenty of products out there. So I, like I said, every night I'll look at my posts and I see like, okay, well, people have children, so I'll post about kids. I have both my children on Plexus. So they started 2-3 weeks ago. So when I put them on, I posted that, and I had a lot of feedback because there are a lot of children that also have, stomach trouble, weight gain. So I would say that's probably one of the biggest things is being consistent, being authentic. And I put before and after pictures of myself, and I dropped about 10 to 15 pounds in about a month.
Wow.
So that was huge. And I think people seeing pictures are huge. So them seeing that I lost that much weight and them just knowing me and knowing that I'm real and I'm not trying to just sell them a phony product. But I think that's probably one of the most important things. I don't know. I'm so new into it yet. I'm like, I'm still learning so much, but it's,
Well,
I've had
you
a-
are killing it. And you know, what I think is so cool is that all four of you guys, the one thing that you said is be consistent. Yeah, I
yeah.
can't stress that enough, y'all. You know, every jewel that's on here, I guarantee you there have been very few days since the day they started Plexus that they haven't posted somewhere. And we all post on our team pages every day. We post either, you know, on our feed or in our stories every day. And a lot of us are also on Instagram. So I know sometimes it may seem like a lot, but really if you plan it out, say if you're, you know, if you work full time or whatever, yes, it's going to be a little bit harder, but just take some time on your day off or on the weekend and plan out what you're going to post. Like you don't have to do like me and fly by the seat of your pants. Having a plan really does take the stress off, and it, you know, just being consistent, y'all. People, they've got a lot of people to choose from in their news feed for selling all kinds of stuff. And if they see you post once a month, they're going to move on to somebody else that seems a lot more serious, because when they really decide that it's time, they're going to go to the person that they see is, you know, that's always out there. Because I mean, I don't know about you, but when it comes to my health, I want to go with somebody that I think knows what's going on and they're serious about it. It's kind of, you know, a pretty important thing to like trust somebody with, and they need to see that we're serious. And you know, the follow up, I know we sound like a broken record, we talk about it all the time, but y'all, people, they forget, they're busy, they've got a gazillion things going on, but you've got to remind them. Martina, I don't know if Martina's on here, y'all, I followed up with her 21 times. 21 times. Like, I mean, it honestly got to the point to me, like I was just doing it. I was like, she's never going to sign up, but she was on my list. So I just kept, you know, kept reaching out, and she finally just did one day. Like she totally shocked me, and she's been one of my biggest runners since the day she joined. So you never know. But anyway, does anybody have any questions for any of these girls or for any of us? No. Oh, Martina is on here. I see her. Hey. Okay, who's going to Super Saturday? Anybody? Or who's registered for Super Saturday? I can't see half of you guys because you have your cameras off. I think pretty much everybody on here is at least registered for Super Saturday. So
Yeah, our
Uh,
team's having a little gathering. I think we have about
Yay.
25 people going, so.
that's awesome. I know that Randy's got a group with Allison, and I think Tina and Kay and Jim Ford and all you guys are going to the beach. I'm so sad that I won't be like with my team this year. It's the first time ever for Super Saturday that I'm not going to be. So I hope that they don't make this a thing every year, because just may not be able to go. But I'm super excited. I want to see all your pictures. I'll make sure y'all are posting about it, and I'll be posting, and I hopefully have some really cool updates for y'all. And thanks for hopping on, and I'm going to stop recording and pray that it actually recorded.